Hello guys, Splicer here. Now this is the second time I've uploaded this video. I did upload it yesterday, however I did get pointed out in the comments below that I had made a bit of a stupid mistake where I had handling and accuracy stats flipped the opposite way around. So when I was talking about handling, obviously I meant accuracy. I was just going to put up a note in the current video just to say that I'd flipped them the wrong way around, but I wasn't really happy with leaving it that way because it would have left it quite confusing. So I redid the audio and I uploaded it again, so enjoy the video guys. Now today I want to talk to you about a lesser known part of the game which is called gun stability. Now gun stability is the accumulation of accuracy and handling, like the weapon stats you have with those, and those two combined gives you your weapon stability. There are other factors that affect this, so your rate of fire, the caliber of the round that you're using, but the two main stats that you need to be looking at is accuracy and handling, and both of them affect your weapon in two different ways. So I'm going to run through what they do now, and then hopefully you guys will be able to tune it, so then your gun stability and basically the amount of rounds you put on to where you're aiming at will increase. So let's go through that now. First things first, I want to say a big thanks to John Kong, aka the Dark Angel, who provided me with all this information on weapon stability and the gun stats that are behind the game and that sort of thing. So a massive thanks to you, John. Let's get on with it. So the way accuracy works in this game then, so if you have a high accuracy weapon stat, then it reduces the amount the weapon sways left and right when you fire it at full auto. So it's extremely unpredictable, but with high rate of fire weapons, again with poor accuracy, the weapon will just sway randomly left or right whilst you're firing it. So with handling then, that's what prevents the amount of lift that your weapon gets when you fire it full auto. So the Ubisoft describe it as the amount the weapon goes up and down, but when you're firing it, it's only going to go up because of the recoil of the weapon. So if you've got a low handling level on the weapon is going to shoot up extremely fast when you start to fire it. So you can mediate that by pushing down on the stick and trying to fight against it, but you can make it a little bit easier on yourself if you just increase that handling level on the weapon. Now the best way I can show you this and describe it is with this sort of oval formula. So if we show you it now, so if you've got a poor accuracy stat, this is the sort of spread you expect to see from your weapon. So if you've got really high handling and really poor accuracy, you're going to get this sort of spread. So you can see within the oval, that's where you can expect your rounds to land. So when you look at it at the other end of the scale, when you've got a really low level handling and high level accuracy, then this is the sort of spread that you're expecting to see. Now what you should be aiming for, and when you bring these two stats together, you should be getting more of a circular shape or maybe even egg shaped, because you're going to get the rise from the weapon and you can sort of combat that with your sticks anyway, where you can judge whereabouts those rounds are going to fall. Now there are a lot of other factors that come into play with this. So your handling and accuracy stats will give you the core ability to hold the weapon in the same place, but equally it will also count on if you're looking down the sights, they're going to be more accurate compared to looking over the shoulder or firing from the hip, obviously. Standing, kneeling and in the prone is going to change that, but one of the main factors is the rate of fire that weapon has. So you'll still have an amazing handling stat, however, because the rate of fire for that weapon would be so high, it's a high handling rate for that weapon that you're using. Now one thing that Ubisoft have included in this game is that the weapons will have base stats attached to them. So the stats that you see attached to those weapons are very specific to that type of weapon. So for you to truly judge what weapons you want to be using, you need to be trying out the base model of that weapon you want to use without any attachments added to it and seeing how it performs on its own. So you can see here with the vector in the background, so extreme rate of fire and very high level accuracy, yet you still get that sway left to right. However, it's severely minimized with the amount of attachments and things I've added to it. Equally, there are compromises that you have to make. So for the muzzle flash eliminators that you put on, it increases your handling and accuracy quite a lot. However, it then makes you unable to attach a suppressor to that weapon. So you're going to be setting these up specifically to do specific things. So for your small caliber submachine guns, you're going to be using those at close range to clear rooms perhaps, so you're not necessarily going to need it to have a suppressor anyway. It's the same with the folded buttstock that you can see I've put on here. So it increases the handle of the weapon massively, however if you're aiming down the sights, it will reduce the stability of that weapon. So it's a little bit of a compromise. Again, if you're going to be firing it over the shoulder or from the hip, you're going to want to have it with that folded buttstock away. But if you're going to be doing it a little bit longer range, then you can put that stock back into your shoulder. But again, you're going to set these up specifically for what you want the weapon to do. I think the ACR here is a prime example of how attachments used properly can increase the stability of the weapon. So you can see before where I used it without any attachments, and it rose to almost the top of that building, where with the attachments added, it's pretty much halved the amount the weapon rises. Obviously you can mediate the lift of the weapon just by pulling down the stick, which I'm not doing in any of this footage. So especially you see here with the ACR, you'll be able to pretty much keep that in the exact same position if you just pulled down the stick a little bit. Now for me personally, I prefer to have a higher level accuracy stat than a handling stat, because you can predict where the weapon's going to go with handling, but with accuracy it's going to shoot left and right and you don't know where it's going to be. And anything above a few tens of meters, that spread is going to be so large you're not really going to be able to hit anything. The MP7 is a prime example of this. So it's got a maxed out handling stat, yet the weapon still does rise when you fire it and full auto. Now this is simply due to the base stats of the weapon, and because of the higher rate of fire that you get with this weapon, naturally there's going to be some movement when you fire it. Now a lot of these problems can be mediated if you simply fire on a single shot, or if you fire in small bursts. Some of the weapons you can change the trigger configuration so it only allows you to fire in 3-round bursts, but you can simply do it just by squeezing the trigger a little bit. And then recentering the weapon, firing again. You're going to get a lot more accuracy out of the weapon by doing it that way. However, like I said before, if you're setting up the weapon specifically because it's got a small caliber round and it's got a very small amount of damage, so you need that high rate of fire to have the same impact as what a higher level damage weapon would have, you're going to need to have that hand and accuracy together to then rein in that grouping of rounds so then they all hit centre of mass on the target, and you're going to take out that target a lot quicker rather than your weapon flying around all over the place. So you can see there's been a lot more thought into the weapon stats and what affects the weapons and how specific weapons act differently to others. It's the same with the sniper category. We've got lots of different snipers, they're all in the same category but they do lots of different things. I can put a video together on this if you guys want me to, but obviously I've been droning on for ages about gun stats in this one. So if you want to, just put it down in the comments and I'll make that for you. So anyway, go out, try out the weapons, see what's best for you, and set up your weapons specific to what you want to do for that mission or for that playstyle that you want to go through. So anyway, if you like the video, please drop it a like. Please subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be bringing out more videos and I'd like to engage with you guys as much as possible. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.